everyone. I welcome you all to the first video of the 33rd module on counseling children from broken families and children with single parents and on the verge of divorce. Family is the primary unit of society. One of the important characteristics of family is the bond among the members of the family and the concern they have for each other. Family relations can be broadly classified into two types. One is relationship between husband and wife, and the second one is the parent-child relationship. Family is an important aspect of a human life. When the members of the family do not show the basic feature of the affective bond and concern for each other, when they are not united with each other, tension, misery, and distress in the family are the natural outcomes. Many family problems have identified because of misunderstanding or lack of communication. When the child is problematic, the first thought that comes to anybody's mind is about the child's family. Most of the problem children are the products of problem homes. The sound and systematic development of the child is affected by the disturbances that happens at home between the family members or between husband and wife. The immense harm which parents cause to their children is usually not grasped or understood by parents themselves. Children from broken families, children of divorced parents, or parents on the verge of divorce undergo a lot of trauma and crisis which adversely affects the health and well-being of the child. In this module, we will try to learn about the children from broken families, children of divorced parents, living with single parent, and the role of school counselor in counseling these children. The learning objective of this video is to identify the experiences of a child from broken families, divorced and separated parents. For a school-going child or a teenager, a family is called broken when the parents separate from each other, when they decide to end their marriage and walk away from each other. Their separation is completely based on their own needs and wants. A broken family has complete capacity to negatively affect all the domains of the child's development, such as physical, cognitive, social, and emotional. The extent of the effect of a broken family on a child's development is determined mainly by one important factor, that is the age of the child at the time of separation or divorce. Subsequently, the personality and the relationships of the child also will be affected. The age of the child matters because if the child is very young, like infants and toddlers and young children may suffer with a few negative effects. But the school-going children or the older children and the teenagers will experience intense negativity and may suffer with their emotional, social as well as their educational functioning. It can be a devastating experience for children when their parents decide to get separated. The effects of parents deciding to live apart will be disturbing and distressing to the children. They would be shattered. Their entire world has become into two pieces. When parents decide to live apart, the effects on children can be devastating. They may feel as if their entire world has been torn apart. Parents do not really see this effect or even try to understand that because they are overwhelmed of what is happening with them. The tension between parents during separation is a wave which disturbs everything that is connected. The distress, the misery will have its effect on children, making them sad and rejected and lonely. Children experiences a lot of confusion, turmoil and emotional disturbances during divorce or separation, like fear of rejection, fear of being abandoned completely. Secondly, the guilt of the thought that somewhere they are the reason for separation. Anger, due to the feeling of helplessness. Anxiety, anxious about with whom the child would live, about where and which is the home now. Feeling torn between parents and sense of complete loss. Parents always should keep their child's needs as the top priority when they make decisions about separation or divorce. However, the situations or circumstances may or may not provide them the space to think. Whatever may be the reason or the circumstance, ultimately the impact is more on the child who would be suffering and bearing the burden of loss. The severity of the effect, as said earlier, depends mainly on the age of the child, how much they understand and accept what has happened, and the amount of support they get. At the same time, how parents are managing this separation is also important. If the conflict or blame game is still going on, if the feelings of anger and bitterness is shown between parents even after separation, then it causes long lasting damage to the child's emotional and social development. Lately, in recent times, there has been a drastic increase in the divorce rates in our society. The number of single parent families are increasing. This trend is indicating that the amount of children end up living in single parent families are also increasing. Various research studies have come up showing a lot of differences in the developments and the resources available in the growing up years between children living with both parents and children living with single parents. The level of self concept, self esteem, and self confidence seems to be lower among the children living in single parent families. Also, children growing up in single parent families do not have or may not be getting the economic, social, and the human resources as like the children growing up with both parents. In this video, we have seen some of the experiences that are undergone by the children who are living in broken families with the divorced or separated parents. In the next video, let us see about the effects of this broken families, divorce, and separation on children. Thank you.